ladies and gentlemen. This is Mole Trap coming at you, and we are going to be casting the SC2GG Star League. I'm very, very excited about this. We're getting the first game ready to go here, and we're going to be starting in just a moment. We're going to be starting, by the way, since a lot of people are probably not tuned in just yet, I think, and no offense to any of the other players, obviously, but I think that probably one of the premier matches that a lot of people are going to want to watch is Zowsy versus Idra. So we're actually going to save that for now, but we are going to start off with a very good match. We're going to be starting off with JF versus Oystein, and so that's going to be a very, very exciting match. And hold on just a moment so we can get this underway. All right, and here we go. Away we go. I'm very much looking forward to this match. It should be extremely, extremely fun. This is on Carthage, by the way. One of the kind of newer maps, in case you haven't seen it. And we're going to have, looks like JF starting in the teal in the top left corner of the map. Well, not corner. And then Oystein is going to be the white Zerg player in the bottom part of the map. First of all, those of you that are kind of new to this scene, I'm sure a lot of people have heard of both these players, but just to give a quick kind of synopsis of what's going on here, JF, I'm referring to him as JF, his full nickname is Iefnaij, Iefnaij, part of the ESC clan, and he... he's asking in the chat there if this is best of one. Yeah, these are the group stages basically. And these stages are going to run a lot like the OSL group stages, where you have, I think there's 4 people in a group, and then each player plays the other 3 players at least once, and then at the end of it all, you have different records, and there isn't even the possibility of a tiebreaker because of that. So. We'll have to see what happens there. Hold on just a moment. Sorry about that. So anyway, so each player is going to play everyone else in their group at least once. Well, only once in that part of it, and then it'll go to tiebreakers if necessary. So you could end up with 3 people with 2-1 records, 1 person with an 0-3 record, and then the 3 people that were tied would have to do a playoff round. But anyway, JF, he's commonly referred to as JF since, even though his nick is Iefnaij, it's his real name, Johnfei backwards, and so people tend to just call him JF, so it's just easier to call him that than try to go around and rapidly pronounce Iefnaij is doing this, Iefnaij is doing that, and Oystein, that's, well, a little bit simpler to pronounce, so I'm just going to call him Oystein. JF is a very, very prominent player in the pro scene these days. He's the winner. He kind of, as far as I know, and I'm not, the expert on the foreign scene either, but I don't think he was too well known. He was somewhat well known, but not too well known until he basically started owning everyone in the TSL, the Team Liquid Star League, last year. And he basically just came out and just, was playing really, really, really well. And he was the guy to beat in most of his matches. And he just showed some stunning, stunning StarCraft in the TSL. And really, really kind of owned it up there. And since then, he's been a major player in the foreign scene. He won the TSL. He is the reigning TSL champion. I don't know if they're planning on doing the TSL right now. But... and he started winning other tournaments and doing just really well on ladders and that sort of thing. Then, for a little while earlier in this year, he actually kind of started falling off, and he wasn't doing too well in some other smaller tournaments. And we see Oystein chasing around JF's probe, by the way, and knocking that out. Sorry, I'm trying to give some background on these players. Pretty much standard PvZ openings going on here. JF went for a couple cannons and then got his Nexus, since Oystein got some very early Zerglings he got gas to get speed as well. And then he was able to bring his Lings back once he saw those cannons and use it to chase down that probe. So JF is not going to have any more scouting information. And you see him bringing some probes off the line to block just in case after he killed that probe. It was always possible after the Zerg kills that probe that they're going to just start pumping a ton of Zerglings and just go for a run-by of some kind. And So JF wants to make sure that doesn't happen. So he's got 6, 7, 8 probes blocking his cannons right now to make sure that Zerglings can't just run by it. And once a little bit of time passes, once he gets some zealots out, he's going to be able to start pulling those probes off of that location and just putting back on the minerals at his natural expansion there. Anyway, yeah, JF he did really well, and then for the last few months he kind of fell off a little bit, and he started not doing quite as well in the qualifiers of tournaments and that sort of thing. But lately, the last month, I've seen him really kind of come back with a real vengeance and play really well. He did really well in his ESCW. He did well in the SSL ladder, obviously, that kind of thing. Anyway, so enough talking about JF though. Oystein is also a very, very good player. He's a kind of a prominent member on Team Liquid Star League. He's been doing some FP VODs, which are fun to watch. And it looks like he's going to be going for some very, very quick build here. It might even call this a cheese, actually. He's going for 2 hatcheries so far and Hydras. He's got those Zerglings to support his Hydras with speed as well. And JF has a nice door here. He's got the 3 cannons with all kinds of stuff in the way. And he's got Zealots in the gap, so it's going to really be able to block Zerglings extremely well, but it's not going to do very well against Hydras, and he's upgrading the Hydras upgrades as well. And basically, I think he's just going to pump out as many Hydras as he can get from 2 hatcheries while those Hydras upgrades come in, and then he's just going to attack, and JF is going to need more cannons or something on the front door there to deal with it. But I mean, this is the reason why a 2-hatch Hydra build could work really well, is the Protoss tends to just wall up their front door and then tech, and that's exactly what JF is doing right now. He's getting a Stargate in the background. We'll see if he decides to get more gateways. If he does get some more gateways right now, maybe, or something along those lines, then he could theoretically be in good shape. But that's not really kind of the standard thing to do. And JF has not been able to get another probe out either, critically. We saw him try to sneak a probe out earlier, but Oystein had these speedlings just camped out in front of his base, was able to stop that probe from getting anywhere out there. And wow, he's got at least one of the Hydras upgrades done. It looks like he's got the speed upgrade, and I don't know if he has the range upgrade on the Hydras or not. It won't matter terribly though. JF now getting a 4th cannon here, but really, I mean, what you need to do is, and there he's getting a Citadel as well, so he's just putting a lot of money into tech. This Corsair is going to come out at just a little bit too late. All these Hydras, basically this is a timing attack where sometimes the Protoss has to wait until that Corsair gets out to get more intelligence, and he is not going to see this coming. The Corsair is coming out, and just as the Corsair comes out, the Hydra is storming in here, going to go straight for the cannon. Zerglings are going to distract the probes and the Zealots, and ton of probes coming off the line, but 2 of the cannons have gone down. There's nothing protecting those tech buildings in the front right now. JF is going to have to put down some more cannons or something, but he doesn't have a lot of money in the bank right now since he's been spending so much money on tech. The Hydras have broken the front line. Again, more probes trying to fight, but probes just melt compared to these Hydras. Hydras just absolutely going to work on those buildings in the front there. I'm surprised he's not going in for the kill on those cannons though. JF trying desperately to put down more cannons, but I think this is over. Oystein just has too many forces in his front door. That Corsair not even able to affect a lot of good in his base for a counterattack. Yeah, the last 2 cannons go down. The last 2 warping cannons go down as well. And wow, Oystein has just a ton of units all in JF's front base, and JF desperately trying to pump out some Dark Templars. He's barely just gotten his Dark Templar archives out in time, but oh man, he's had to cancel the Dark Templar at his front gateway, and he's trying to produce DTs in the back gateway, and the pylon goes down, unpowering those gateways, and there's an Overlord there regardless. The last probes are going down, so this game is pretty much over. JF GG's. Oystein, perhaps he was feeling a little bit outclassed and decided he needed to do some cheese there, going in with a very quick 2-hatchery Hydra build. And there's a reason why players do 2-hatch Hydras. It's very, very good at catching your opponent off guard before they can get that scout out. Although it is a little bit all in, because if JF had managed to get a probe out at some point and scouted that, he would have been able to defend it pretty easily. So but yeah, GG, nicely played, very exciting, although quick game, 8-minute game there, but Oystein is actually going to take the lead against one of the favorites in the group, JF.